well, look how sweaty and wet I am. Literally just come off for a run, and as I was running, something quite cool happened, and I wanted to share that with you because I think it's kind of useful. So I'm going to try and break this down because I'm a bit tired, but maybe there's something here, so bear with me. I was running, and my start times were kind of like where I left off, say on Friday, say 3 or 4 days ago when I last ran. And it was around 5:22 a kilometre. So that's what I was doing, and I set out my run with just doing 5k, nothing much, nothing strenuous, just to jog. So I'm going to do a workout after this. I didn't want to have too much of a sweat on. I'm kind of conscious now I have, but I wasn't going to push it. It was just kind of a hand on for a few days, take it nice and easy, do what I can do. Yet within the first 1 to 2k, my reading was coming back saying I'm actually going from 5:20 down to 5:14, I think it was, and then 5:07, then 5:04, and I was getting faster. And that sounds kind of maybe obvious or silly, but there's a couple of things in there that I think actually it's valuable to be aware of. So I finished on an average of 5:02 for the 5.86k I did, which is lovely and great, and a bit of a surprise because I was doing 5:20, 5:18, so a little bit slower. What, though, it reminded of, and the purpose of the initial part of this vlog was to say how having a few days rest may be uncomfortable for some, particularly if you're kind of into your health and your fitness, and it can feel that you're kind of letting yourself down or you're not performing to the way you want to. But a few days off allows your body to recover, to heal, make any repairs it needs to, and comes back stronger. Now, I've run for a few years now, and I hold this to be particularly true with running, and I'm sure that the body is similar to the mind. I think it's not like they're two separate things. I think they both need time to adjust, process, and create whatever healing or corrections they need to. So with the running, I was thinking how that does translate to life, and how we do need to have time off from the things we are doing, have a break, and whilst it can be a struggle to change that pattern to kind of, if you're doing a gym or whatever for 4 to 5 times a week, and then you cut back to say 3 or have 3 days rest, it may be really uncomfortable. But I think that more often than not, we're going to come back stronger, better, and in addition to that, it will be a little bit easier. The run I started out doing was just really casual, really had no expectations, happy to keep it slower, but it was easily getting faster. So when we're faced with challenges or things that are happening, we can feel we're in the intense, there's something quite useful to have a break, a change of pace. Now that can be asleep, that's nice and simple. It could be doing a sport that you like, or it could be somebody doing something completely different that you haven't done before. Something that takes you out of the pattern of your thinking, that takes you away from what you usually have been doing, can be beneficial. It can give you an insight into things you've been thinking about, things that have been kind of challenging you. So from that story of running a bit faster than I expected, extrapolate what you can, translate it into your life with the purpose of understanding that a bit of a rest, a bit of a break, in any form, it can be a good one. Now the simplistic thing is just simply going for a walk around the block, if that's available to you. Move around. Sometimes you may have done this before, but changing your furniture around the house can create a mood shift, because all the triggers and the habits are kind of linked to the physical space around you. So change things like that. Have a break, have a rest, destabilize your old pattern in some form, and see what benefits you get, see what insights you get. Maybe you feel better, feel happier, maybe something comes along that you hadn't seen before. I just encourage you to try it. There is no damage, there is no harm in doing that. There's certainly no harm in going for a walk more than you would do in a day or in a week, but find ways to create that difference, create that space. And perhaps you're going to notice 1 or 2 things which are going to help you to overcome an issue, or give you a perspective, which is sometimes all that we need, or an insight into the challenges we have. So that's what was the first thing I was thinking about when I was doing that improved time, and how that was helping me. And then the second one was to do with, I guess this, if it's useful to you, I don't know, but I'll share it. It's funny how that as we're running, or going a certain speed, we feel that we're getting slower, or it feels it's maybe a bit tougher, but actually we're getting faster. And it's as we're running, or as I'm running at least, when I'm running along and feel that I'm getting a bit tired from it, the reality is I'm actually getting faster and can continue to get faster, or at least eating in, maybe not as much as the 20 or so seconds I kind of knocked off my time today, but certainly in general, begin to get faster. And it may feel it's going harder, but the reality is you're still maintaining a good speed. You can feel like you're slowing down, but the reality is you're not actually slowing down. You're actually either maintaining the speed or going faster, but your body feels it's tiring and slowing down. But recognize that you're in your rhythm. Recognize that you're in that. Despite the difficulty, you're still moving. Despite the difficulty, you are actually improving, and despite the difficulty, you are getting to your destination. This, I think, is quite useful to bear in mind. I think it's quite useful to remember how we are sometimes fatigued by what we're trying to achieve, and sometimes it may seem slower than we would like, but when we actually check into what we are doing and the speed we're getting there, maybe we're being sometimes a bit harsh on ourselves. And I know that can be true for me, and I certainly happily corral myself into this example by saying, there's times when, yes, it's very difficult, certain work or certain things I want to achieve, but if we're taking one step at a time, we're still moving, it's still getting to the destination, and actually we may be doing better than we think we are. So, yeah, particularly the first point, I thought was really relevant. And it's what I say to so many people about an issue, is take some sort of break, take some sort of rest, and particularly with other people who say running or doing sports, please give due consideration to what rest days can do for you. That's not cheat days, that doesn't mean kind of go and stuff your face with pizza or whatever, but it's about recognizing that you can take a break. A break is useful, a break is good for the body to heal and recover. And I then translate that to how important it is for the mind as well. And you can relate this to things as studying, or to kind of schoolwork, if that's appropriate. Having breaks, allowing the brain to process. I mean, that's what sleep is there for. It's the processing part of the brain that allows it to order, catalogue, and archive the experiences of the day. And I think for all those reasons, I think it's important to consider when you can find a moment in time, a moment in your week, or a moment in your day to have a rest, or break your pattern, or adjust things you've been doing, and to see what result you get, see what things are different. Maybe you get a complete transformation on something that's been bugging you, maybe things are just a little bit better than they were before, but that's all good. Even a little bit better is an improvement. So yes, from that running, sweaty guy sitting in a chair, I hope you get some value from it.